just a hands up if you have seen my ads around Facebook. Nice and high. I'd love to see what sort of reach I'm getting. Cool. That's great. It's good. You two in the back, I'm going to remarket the shit out of you. Your fault. No, it's good. So moving right along. Thank you, by the way. I really do appreciate you guys interacting. And you know what? I appreciate you guys coming down here today and spending a bit of time midweek. I know you guys have probably got, a lot more busier things to be doing. So I really appreciate you being here. Thank you. I really do. A bit of a background behind where I came from is in the PT industry quite a few years back. So I started over in, turn that music down. I started quite a few years ago, over in the Gold Coast, Queensland, with personal training. And basically what I figured out pretty quickly is that the, hands up if you understand the gym model. Like you become a PT and then you pay rent and then you get fed leads and all that sort of stuff. That's the way it's supposed to happen, but it never does. And I figured out pretty quickly I wasn't going to be able to generate a healthy income or a sustainable or consistent income, I should say, by relying on someone else to deliver me leads. I figured that out pretty quickly with the gym I was at, maybe just the gym I was at, not too sure. And so I started doing a lot of research with Facebook marketing. I got into a really good, more so fitness business mentor over in the States. His name's Bedros Keuilian. Has anyone heard of him? Hands up. Good. Not good, actually. No, he's good. He's really good. But then, oh, damn, my bad. Try and fix that one for me, please, bro. But I hooked into him and then started asking questions of his Facebook marketer at the time. And that was probably 4 or 5 years ago when Facebook was as easy as boosting posts. Hands up if you boosted posts before. Fantastic. Nice and high, nice and high, nice and high. Nice and high. Who's boosted posts? Fantastic. All right, we don't do that anymore. It used to work 4 or 5 years ago, to be fair. It doesn't anymore because you automatically default to an objective called engagement. So if you're getting just a bunch of likes and maybe comments on your post but no actual real inquiries, that's why. Facebook's just going, oh no, okay, well this person just wants likes and comments, so that's what I'm going to give them. And so after I started to see success, I built a very healthy fitness business, and I've still got it today. We're actually going through a rebrand. You might see some of the marketing next month. And built the successful business off Facebook ads entirely. I wasn't interested in running referral campaigns or anything like that. I just find that, for me, just trying to incentivize people to bring your friends into boot camp, bring your friends into the gym and all of that sort of stuff just didn't interest me. I kind of just wanted to be like, well, I'm going to spend money on Facebook. It's going to cost me $12, $15 to get 5 leads. I'll sell one of those leads and I've made $97 into a 30-day program, then upsell them into a 12-month program. That was the fitness model, still the fitness model today that works really, really well. So all of that was generated off Facebook. Lots of fun. And that's when I really got engrossed in it. And I was kind of like, well, I can make this better. How could I possibly throw more money into my own Facebook campaigns and get more clients out of it and generate more revenue? And that's the sort of education I was seeking. And so then I hooked into another mentor. I would consider him to be probably one of the best in e-commerce in the world. His name's Tim Bird, B-U-R-D, not B-I-R-D. He only works with people who have $100,000 a month to spend on Facebook. And so someone of that caliber that's working with that sort of ad spend is getting all the data. He's the person who has, more or less all of the answers because he's at the top of the feeding chain. I don't know what you would call it. The food chain, I should say. And so I hooked into him and started to implement a lot of his tactics and then just kind of refine them to the Australian market. Well, not the Australian market. I refined them to people with smaller budgets. Because I don't consider myself to have a huge budget. I think the majority of business owners in WA especially are somewhere in between about $5 to maybe even $100, $200 a day, depending on your price point of your product. So as I started to see success with that, then I started to help fitness coaches, and they were seeing success just around this area, around Rockingham. And then shortly after that, I realized that I was getting a bit bored with fitness, in all honesty. I'm someone that needs to be stimulated, and I'm someone who needs to be challenged in order to invest in a client, right? Full disclosure here. Because it needs to be exciting for me. Because if I'm excited by what I'm doing, then I'm more invested. I get to do a fucking awesome job. I really, really do. You guys might be different, that's fine. And so I didn't want to kind of niche myself down into certain industries or fitness or anything like that because that doesn't excite me. So having the flexibility to be able to work with a lot of different industries and a lot of different businesses, and Kevin would agree, is fantastic. The strategies we show today are slightly tweaked for your businesses depending on what products or services that you're selling. but the framework of these strategies remain the same. So that's a bit of a breakdown as to why I got into what I do today. So here's a couple of results. It's not a workshop if I don't showcase how good I am. Sal was a mechanic. He was actually quite a while ago. It would have been August last year. Mechanic. We ran a competition funnel. Who here is familiar with my competition funnel that runs through Messenger bot? Raise of hands, anyone? Oh, we'll have to talk about that later. Cool, that's a good thing. And basically it goes, click into Messenger. Hey, would you like to go into the draw to win 12 months of free motor servicing? You just put your product there. What you don't do is put 2-night stay at the Crown, because everyone wants that. Not everyone needs, well, everyone needs automotive services, but right now, not everyone needs it, so they wouldn't enter the competition if they didn't need it, fairly soon, right? And so off the back of that, after we drew the winner, then everyone got a message saying, hey, we'd like to also offer you, 30% off your next major service, book in now. And we generated, probably off the last 3 weeks-ish of this one, generated 10 grand. So 8 weeks was leading up to the competition and the big reveal. And the last 3 weeks, we generated 10 grand for old Sal there. He's very happy with that. Simon from Fencing Fabrication, anyone seen his ads? Yeah. Cool. I'll tell him that, he'll be stoked. Maybe he'll keep me on for longer. But we've actually been working for a very, 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 very long time. Probably about maybe going on a year now, I think. And so the strategy with him was literally, that was the day that we actually shot his video, and we are still using the same story video to date. And then we remarket to that video with his before and afters of all of his wonderful fencing and gates job. That simple. Very simple strategy. In terms of what's required on our part is really just to make sure his cost per lead doesn't skyrocket for the general volatility on Facebook. So he's happy. Max, I couldn't remember his name last time. He manufactures sailing boat sails. So if you go sailing, anyone here done sailing before on a sailing boat? Fantastic. So he manufactures sailing boat sails, like high performance one. I don't completely understand it, but he does. And so we did a mentorship, and this was a tricky one because we were targeting Germany to start with. So basically he was just lead gen. He'd get specifications, he'd tell them price, give them a quote, and then get on the phone and try and sell them into whatever sort of sailing boat sales or package that he could do. So he did really well. Higher ticket item, I think he was starting at about 6.5 grand off the top of my head. So we made a couple of sales through there, and his was just kind of set, and he just got inundated over the phone. Sharon, I'm still working with. To date, she's a dentist. She's locally. She owns a dental clinic over in Baldivis. What worked really well for her was a story video, definitely, a couple of slideshows, still a video of her practice, some of her customers, some of her patients, all of that wonderful stuff, and then we just retargeted. We retargeted people with, why they might be fearful about going into dentists to start with. So we touched on those sort of pain points that people may not actually want to go into them. And then also we retargeted with birthday specials. You can target someone who has a birthday coming up in a week on Facebook. So if you create an ad, this is about as contextual as it gets. If you create an ad and say, hey, it's me, just I noticed your birthday's coming up in a week, so we wanted to offer you 50% off this. Here, click the button below to book it in. And so you can target someone who has a birthday coming up in a week. So we do some pretty cool stuff there with Sharon. And I also wanted to show you guys that we do actually walk the talk. No discredit to other marketers out there, but I do find there's a vast majority of Facebook marketers out there that don't actually advertise actively on Facebook. I've got so many advertisements running at the moment, and I'll keep them out there in Facebook land, because to me, if a Facebook marketer isn't advertising, it's kind of like a PT that isn't working out. Like, no one would go and work with a fat PT, I don't think. So a marketer should be marketing. That's just my thing. Anyway, so we've spent a considerable amount of money. You can see all of our wonderful leads over here. It's fantastic. My cost per lead, just a fun fact, as long as it's below 25, we're doing pretty well. All of you guys will probably be in here somewhere. This is my remarketing sequence. That's a remarketing sequence of all of the testimonials that we've got from some of our clients, which is great. And moving right along. So does anyone have an understanding as to how Facebook works in terms of how your ads get shown or anything like that? Just a side note here. No one? The algorithm will change weekly. That's why I think for now we'll always have a job. Because literally you could have a campaign that's working sensationally for a week, algorithm change, bottoms out. It's our job to quickly go in and go, oh shit, I was spending too much of the client's money to get the lead back, literally. So yeah, you've got to kind of be aware that when algorithm changes happen and a dip in performance happens. you can subscribe to the news section of their website and get an email. Yep. If you go for Facebook news, make sure it's the Facebook website. You can subscribe to them. I usually do major ones that affect anyone in our Facebook group anyway, so you should definitely jump in our Facebook group. Basically, it's an auction. It's an auction in a sense that if you can get a couple of these key variables sorted, your ad will get shown over your competitors. Well, not necessarily competitors, but your ad will get shown over people who are trying to advertise to your audience. And that's it. So it's not necessarily the person who's bidding more or spending more. It can literally just be the person who has the most engaging ad. It can be all of these factors here. How do you win this auction? Be prepared to spend more than your competitors. You can bid optimized, which I'll go into a bit later. Don't need to know that just yet. Definitely follow Facebook's advertising policy. What I've moved away from is trying to hack Facebook, trying to go around their policies and just following their policies because they reward people who follow their policies. So if you're trying to work around getting before and afters approved, I just stop, send them to a landing page, put your before and afters in a video. Facebook can't read that video on the landing page, that is, not on the ad account itself, and follow policy because you are putting a tick in Facebook's box and hopefully it'll put some money in yours. That's the idea, really.
The rules on Facebook, are they different for each country or is it worldwide?
Slightly different for each country. So does anyone understand what GDPR is, the Privacy Act that goes in Europe? Does anyone understand what that is? Has anyone heard of it? Okay, Europe's different. If you're trying to generate leads, you better make sure your website and your ads have big, bold disclaimers saying, this is what we're going to do with your information. Otherwise you can get sued from Europe or something like that. There you go. And create more engaging ads. So engaging is not using images that have a whole bunch of text in it. You want to be using videos anyway. Crafting videos that flow a bit better. Get someone to edit it. Take all your ums out of it. It's fine. If they skip a bit, it's fine. But just make sure the ads that you're creating and testing, I should say, have some form of engagement built into it. If you're not good at writing ads, get a copywriter. Kevin's my copywriter. Writes all my ads. Fantastic. To incite someone to perform some sort of action, to draw them in, to get them to understand about the product or service that you have on offer here, and get them to buy in that way. Create engaging ads. It's fun. So a couple of things that you guys need to ask yourselves, and maybe mentally answer, I should say, would be these following ones. And it's, do I have the best audience to market to? Is my audience responsive to the offer that I've put out there? Is my audience responsive to the ads that I've been trying, right? Does this audience give a crap about my ad? As in, does it give a crap about my offer? Does it care about my service? Does it care about the before and afters I put out there? Does it, care about me taking a photo of my business card and throwing it up there, putting some money behind it, expecting work and not getting any? Probably not. You really need to understand that you're dealing with humans on the other side of these mobile devices, and they have shorter attention spans. So if you can capture them, then it's your duty and it's your job to bring them in. Bring them into your circle, bring them into your tribe, bring them into your community, and deliver some value, and then offer them something. You could test, for example, $80 off. You could test a percentage off. You could add value.
She's got no room to move on it because she's dictated by the supplier.
Okay. Could she add things in? That doesn't cost her too much money.
We haven't had that conversation.
Add value, yeah. More so with businesses who are going in between quotes, and it's a race to the bottom. It's not a sustainable business model. It's like, oh, this guy over here told me it's going to be, $7,000 cheaper for the renovation. I'd be like, go with him. We've got a better service. You also get this, and this included in your pricing. Add value as opposed to discount. That's just another offer to try, definitely. Maybe it's a one-on-one call to show them how to set it up or something like that. Do you know what I mean? That's enough, I think. But that's the priority behind testing different offers. Okay? Who thinks they have a compelling offer? Who thinks they have an offer? This isn't a loaded question, by the way. Who thinks they have an offer that their audience genuinely cares about and will pick up quick? Raise their hands.
Like an active offer or ones in your head?
Active offer. So if you put on a Facebook ad, they go, yep, want that. Have you?
No.
We were doing, this is my previous company that went down. I actually lost the business about 6 months ago, and I had a large concreting business, and we used to offer finance.
Yep.
In the economy at the moment, we would just do no deposit finance, and it really clipped people's heels. But unfortunately, the catch was we had to up the price to cover the finance.
Yep,
So
yep.
Although it got a huge amount of leads in,
Yep.
converting was still.
Well, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Do you know what I mean? You can't have like a discounted quote on a service and then offer them no deposit interest free at the same time. It's one or the other. Yeah,
That's right.
yeah. Fair call. Compelling offer.
Generate
Mm.
huge leads off it.
Yep.
I was constantly on the phone and emails, and Facebook just was on go all the time.
Yep.
But I don't have that offer anymore.
Yep. Okay. We'll work on it. So offering interest free for whoever in here it pertains to might be a way to overcome pricing barriers. Some sort of finance, that kind of thing. Throwing that out there, talking about it in a video is a very good idea, not just slapping an image on there and going, or at the very least having your picture in there so they can associate you with the brand. Very good idea. But offers need to be compelling, man. And you need to test offers. That's why every single one of these have a test on the back of it. Do I have an audience to market to? The best audience to market to? Don't know. Test. Is there synergy between my audience? No. Test. Is my offer compelling enough? Test. Am I bidding enough? No. Test. Test. I don't know whether you guys have seen my video, but we are literally, right now, as of this moment, and a few weeks after this, you are literally throwing, figuratively, piles of shit at a wall and seeing which one sticks to start with. Especially if you haven't done Facebook ads in depth. You're literally doing that. If that one over there sticks, over here, then you pivot, course correct, and try and expand on that. You try and scale that offer and that audience and that ad. That's literally it. Okay? You do not set up one ad on one objective, going to one audience and one ad and hope for the best. If you hit, you would literally be in the top 2% of Facebook marketers worldwide. So it's a pretty small scale. We don't want to advertise there. We let Facebook and our audience tell us about what people want to see, what offer they're interacting with, and what ads they're engaging with as well. Okay? I don't want to get too bogged down in this one. You've got a few different audiences. Does anyone understand what a custom audience is on Facebook in the audience section? Raise of hands. What's a custom audience? Don't look at the board.
Pretty much retarget to people who've watched your videos.
Yep.
To put out your lead forms.
Yep. Exactly. A custom audience are the audience that you create that you can retarget to. That's it. You can create a custom audience of people who visited your website. You can create a custom audience of people who message your Facebook page. I've more so moved towards people who've engaged with Facebook pages because that includes people who have messaged the page as well. Just a side note here, guys, I can see a lot of people, it's just going right over your head. Tonight, you need to jump into my Facebook group. I'm going to do a live webinar at 8 p.m. tonight. It'll be in there if you can't make it, but please come and interact and so we're not Nigels. I'm going to go through everything tonight and show you step by step the practicality of setting it up, and it'll be there for you to refer back to. I think that's the best way to run these sort of things. But if I can get your head around the theory and understanding what we're doing and why, then you can do the practical part later. The practical part's easy once you've got a video in front of you, right? Yay! Whew, I was playing close to the chest there. She's like, no, actually, it's really crap doing your mentorship. That's too fucking hard. People who've watched half of your video, I'm a big fan of that. If any of you give me your attention, or if Kevin's selling fantastic jeans like he's got on today, and you watch a video, the video goes for 60 seconds, by the way, and you watch 30 seconds of that video, I would say you're interested. It's piqued your interest. You're somewhat aware of these jeans that he's selling. And so we might remarket to you and say, hey, these jeans are really good for doing the splits and doing presentations and showing your sumo socks. It's great. But that's one of the custom audiences. I use that quite big. This is one that you have to have a customer list for. Does anyone have a list of customers on a spreadsheet or something like that? A CRM, emails, phone numbers? Good. This will be good. Remarket to them, upload it to Facebook. Facebook's going to go and try and find as many people in Facebook with the phone number you provide, the name that you provide, and the email, and to try and find those people, and then you can run ads just to those people. That's retargeting as well, obviously. And also people who have interacted with the lead form. Not many people have done lead forms here, so we'll get into that a bit later. And these are what we call custom audiences. So once you have custom audiences, you understand that Facebook has data about the people who have interacted and given you their attention based on the ads that you've put out there. Does that make sense? Yep? Okay. So then you can go on and create what's called lookalike audiences. Anyone know what a lookalike is? Candy, what's a lookalike?
Replica of what you've instructed.
Nailed it. That's a better way than I ever explain it. It's a replica of whatever, I'll come back to it, sorry, so you can take a photo. It's a replica of whatever custom audience you've made it from. So most of you are going to be making custom audience of people who have watched half of your video, 50% of your video, and you can create a lookalike audience of that. That's you going to Facebook. This is literally you going to Facebook and going, hey Facebook, here's 5,000 people who have watched 30 seconds of my 60-second video, 50%, about my jeans. Go and find more people like that. That's you leveraging AI, Facebook's algorithm, to go and find more people like that. That is almost 99% of the time going to be more powerful, give you more leads, and a lower cost per lead than any interest you could ever select. Because Facebook's taking in those interests into the lookalike audience, okay? Shit hot audiences to use if you build the custom audiences right, okay? So again, you can create lookalikes of website visitors, people who message your page, as well as engage with your page, 50% video views. You can create a lookalike audience of people who you've got their contact details from. That's a very good idea. And people who've interacted with the lead form as well. And then saved audiences. So I think all of you would have used saved audiences if you've done paid Facebook advertising before. And that's simply where you go through and you go, hey, I want to target women, 35, 45, who live on Rottnest, interested in yoga. I'm going to run a yoga retreat on Rottnest, if that was my offer. Okay, that's a saved audience. As well as you can target interest in there, which I'm sure you're all aware of. If you're not, it's pretty simple. I'll show you tonight. Make sure you watch the webinar, 8 p.m. But pages I've interacted with. I did this at, here we go. I like sharing failures because you guys learn pretty quick. So what did I do? I ran for the fitness business. I split tested influencers. So Kayla Itzines, that's how you say her bloody last name. Michelle Bridges, a few, maybe 5 or 6 off the top of my head. And I split tested an offer between people who lived in Rockingham in a 17-kilometre radius, but also liked or interacted with those influencers' pages to see which one worked the best. Guess which one worked the best? Someone, give me something. None of them. None of them. That was bullshit. That was crazy. But those are sort of things that, you know, you want to sort of get into a sort of rhythm of testing to find out what doesn't work. A lot of people think that you waste money on Facebook. I like to think of it as that you figure out what doesn't work for your business. Don't do it again. So safe to say I never targeted any influencers after that. Demographics, you can target parents. Anyone interested in targeting parents in here? That's a first. That's a first, isn't it? People who studied at uni, people who own a car, you can do all that sort of stuff. Oh shit, I think that's been taken away as a couple of months ago. And then location, so you can target everyone in Rockingham, you can target people who live in Rockingham and people who are travelling here. Those are accurate. Anyone in the tourism type space here or anyone targeting, yep. So people travelling here, the way that Facebook defines that is someone who is 200 kilometres minimum away from their normal location via the use of their GPS. Facebook is stalking us, it's good. People who live here, I get targeted as someone who lives in Rockingham because my GPS signals back to Facebook that I spend most of my time here. And everyone in this location is literally everyone in this location. I don't usually, probably ask me if you want to use anything other, or Kevin, if you want to use anything other than everyone in this location, just so we can get some justification behind it, because I don't see the issue, especially most of you being locally based, to just using everyone in that location. Because they might come down to Rockingham, they might go up to Fremantle, they might go up to Joondalup, and you've got them in your ads, but you know you service that area anyway, so it makes sense to hit everyone in that location. Okay?
If that's the case, and Facebook is sorting you by your GPS,
yep.
if I spend time in 2 locations, majority evenly split over the week, Shen Park, Karrinyup, I want to work more in the Shen Park area than I do the Karrinyup area. But during the course of the working day, I'll probably spend more time in Karrinyup.
That's if you are receiving ads. If I wanted to target you, and you were in Shenton Park, and I was targeting Shenton Park, people who live there, you may or may not see my ad.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, so I'm saying it's more mixed, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Again, test it. I would definitely test that. But I mean, if you've got here's the thing, if you've got a service area from Joondalup right down to Mandurah, target from Joondalup to Mandurah and everyone in between. I think it's like 2-point-something million at the end of the day. But the bigger I guess, technical, but a little bit bigger the audience, the better. Usually aiming for about at least 100,000. Because even though there's 100,000 people on Facebook that we can target right now, does not mean 100,000 are going to be on Facebook tomorrow. Might only be 20,000, might only be 30,000. So just a heads up on that one. Okay, moving right into strategy. This one is called a carpet bomb. A carpet bomb, I didn't coin that. That's a Yankee coinage. I don't know what the plural is. But basically use a video view campaign. Again, guys, you'll get the practical implementation of this tonight in the webinar, which I'll do live at 8 p.m. So if you can just get your head around how this whole flowchart works, then that's all you need to get from tonight. Practical will follow, okay? So we use a video view campaign. We use a video view campaign because we can retarget people who've watched a video, right? And we're going to try and retarget people who've watched half the video. In terms of length of your videos, you can write this one down, I would say a minimum of 45 seconds, minimum. I don't care how long it goes for. It could literally go for 3 minutes, 4 minutes. I've had ones that have run for 8 minutes, but because I'm delivering educational content and that's the shortest space of time I could get it in and it flows well, took out all my ums, all of that, wonderful stuff. I was able to get 50% video views. So I don't really put a cap on how long it is. I would put a minimum as to how short it is. So minimum of 45 seconds, because when we go and retarget people who've watched half of that, I don't know half of 45, but we want it to be at least a decent length in order to be able to retarget. Because otherwise, if it's only 10 seconds long, 5 seconds literally could be someone on your ad going, oh yeah, what are you on, Kevin? Oh yeah, I'm done anyway, and gone. Do you know what I mean? So that's what we don't want. We want to segment those people out. Yes?
Can I just say something, Rev? I get a lot of, with the videos and stuff, and it says it's have a lot of views, but they're only 3-second views.
Rubbish. Don't even look at it.
Which is, a lot of people have it on autoplay, so
Yep.
you can get your videos just,
That's why I have a minimum. People ask, how long should it be? Is there a cap for how long? And I'd say, no, just minimum 45, so this method works properly. We don't want to retarget people who've only spent 3 seconds. That's rubbish. Could literally be exactly as you say. So we don't want that. We want to segment those people out by way of them figuratively putting their hands up to say they're interested. So you have a video view campaign. That's a campaign objective that you would select in the ads manager. And then you would test, minimum 3 audiences. Those audiences could be a custom audience of some sort. They could be a saved audience. Maybe you select some interests in here. And they could be a lookalike. There's no limitations as to what type of audience you do here, as long as you use something that makes sense with your audience. Okay? As well as that, we use a couple of videos, obviously. So one of the things I like to do is, even if you've got one video, with our 8-week programs, we'll literally go out and shoot a video with a client. Or if it's quite a big story to tell, we'll hire the use of a good videographer or something like that to do a bit of storyboarding and storytelling. And so a story video would literally go something like this. Who would like me to do an act of their business? Put your hand up. No, I don't want to do yours. Yours is too easy. Okay. I would go, how's it going, everybody? My name's Candy. I'm an NLP registered life coach. What I do is I help people who are, suffering or feeling this sort of way, X. And the way that we do this is I run workshops, and we've got one coming up on the 15th of July. It's in Fremantle. If you're interested in attending, or if you're struggling with this, by all means, click the send message button below, or click interested in my event below. And if you have any questions, you can reach me at X. Hope to see you there. That's a story video. It's literally that simple. It works really well. You know why it works better in WA is because no one else is doing it. There's a massive opportunity there. So I probably just destroyed that for you, Candy, so I'm not sure whether I sold that very well, but the template and the framework is exactly the same. My one is just like off the top of my head, it's hi, I'm Rev. I'm a locally based Rockingham Facebook expert. If you've been struggling with trying to get your ads working, you feel like you're wasting money, you've been boosting posts, not really seeing a lot of engagement and not getting any inquiries, and I'd love to talk to you, you can click the send message button below and you can book a call, interact with my bot, whatever you want to do, that kind of stuff. It's a story video, right? So that's what those videos contain and are made up of, your story videos. Then what you do is you create a custom audience of people who've watched half of those videos, again, minimum 45 seconds, and then you create a second campaign, which is your retargeting campaign, and that will be a conversion type objective. That's when you're asking Facebook for business. This is qualifying people in a sense. This is pre-qualifying people to see anything further. You'd create a second campaign, which could be a message campaign or a lead generation campaign or a conversion if some of you are a bit more advanced, and you put an offer in front of them. Or you could put the same video in front of them, but different text, different copy. But that's where your offer would go. Perfect example would be one that we're running for a cafe. And it's pretty much just, this is us, this is all of our wonderful food, have a look at blah, 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 it's delectable, it's tantalizing, wonderful. And then we retarget with an offer, which is a 10% coupon. Only those people who've watched 50% of that video, which goes for roughly 45 seconds, not too long, see that offer. And so that's there. Carpet bomb, the simplest retargeting campaign that you could set up. Does everyone understand the importance behind only putting offers in front of people who've shown interest and you've gained their attention?
Is that by doing like join a mailing list to receive your offer at the end of the offers?
You can do. It can go into, that would be going to a landing page or website to give them your contact details, or you could use a lead form, or you could use a messenger objective to drop them into a messenger bot. I'm a fan of that, as you probably already know. Who got smashed by my broadcast that went out a couple of days ago?
So you're saying rather than go to a landing page, use Messenger?
I would say to start with, my issue with landing pages, if you don't know how to construct them, or if you're not good with words or crafting offers, then I would say you're better off just putting them straight and getting the lead faster by putting them straight into Facebook Messenger or a lead form, which I'll explain tonight.
Like you leading it from your ads off to a different site on your web page.
Yeah, most of the time leads, most of the time, are going to be cheaper if you keep them on the platform. But here's the thing, I'm not saying one's right or another. I'll never say that. It's like, you might be that 1% exception, that's fine. But for the vast majority of us, we still have to hustle with the lead forms and the messenger objectives, because it drops them straight into our messenger bot list. And same with any email marketing list, except it's messenger. We can send a broadcast out to that list for free. It's great, same as email marketing, except your messenger bots have nearly 100% open rates. People actually open Facebook messages, as opposed to the vast majority of you probably only opening about 30% of your emails. You just get too many of them. You're numb to it, I guess. So that's the easiest one to set up. You're setting up 2 campaigns, you're testing 3 audiences, you've got 1 video, a couple of variations of text on the top maybe. Then you've got your second campaign, which is your actionable campaign, which is where you actually get your leads. You might get a few leads from here, but you're not resting on it. All your leads come from your retargeting, right? So just to give you an idea of budget, because some of you guys might be thinking about it, is if you can afford something like at least $15 a day, I would put $10 here and $5 there. Because that audience is really small, you don't have to spend much to get in front of them. That's the ideology behind that, okay? This will always be more in terms of a daily budget than that one. Because if this isn't on, first and foremost, it's not going to feed people through to your retargeting. That's why that also always has to stay on. You think of that like a bucket catching water to feed, to help people drink water, and that's the faucet. Faucet turns off, people dehydrate.
So let's say I actually click the call to action button, and that might be, they might click the messenger, but they don't actually send the message. They might go, oh, I know, I actually changed my mind.
Yep.
Can we still retarget them?
Yep. Well, they're in Messenger, so I just send them a message. You'll get a lot of, and you probably found it in the past, people are like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to click. That's, I don't know, people just random, they might just go, woo, jump in your messenger list. I get it a lot. I'm like, hey, it's all good, have a good day. Do you want to buy a Facebook course? But yes, I would send them a message. If they're, random clickers, do you know what I would do, guys? If you're getting random clickers, say, hey, have a nice day, and I would ban them, because I don't want Facebook to then go chase more of those people. I don't want to feed that data about that person back to the algorithm. So I would ban them. Sounds rough, but
Ban them from
your page. Yeah, I would. Yeah, especially if they're genuinely not interested. Say your goodbyes and say, hey, have a good day, but ban them so that data doesn't feed back to your algorithm and pollute your audiences, I guess is a good way to put it. Okay, that's the carpet bomb. We'll go over that tonight. Then we've got a messenger bot strategy. Does anyone think a messenger bot might work for their business? Cool. Wonderful. Who understands what a messenger bot is? Who's just heard messenger bot thrown around loosely these days? Raise your hands. Cool. Nice and high, nice and high, nice and high. I want to see who's heard of. Fantastic. Okay, messenger bots. Why I like messenger bots. You can interact with someone right away. If you've got a automated messenger sequence set up, they can get a bit of information about your brand. One of the ones that we use, well, we use a lot of messenger bots to be fair, but we use it to get information from people about what they want, what they're looking for. At the bottom of that, get contact information so that our clients can follow up and go, hey, yeah, you've got your information, you're based up in Mount Lawley, you're looking for a renovation for a bathroom, you've allocated 6 months for this, your budget's around 10 grand. All right, well, when can we meet up? So those are obviously better quality leads than someone just going, hey, I just want some information, I want a quote, and then you have to go through that kind of time-consuming process anyway. Bots are good for saving you time, obviously, as well as lists. So who understands the power of lists? Email lists, messenger bot lists, a list of people here that you can broadcast to for free. That's free marketing. You'd be mad not to do that. Yeah, great getting leads, fantastic. Obviously, that's the lifeblood of most of the businesses in here. But also, this list that you're building on the side here is someone that you can broadcast to for free. Okay? So with that said, we obviously use a messenger campaign. Has everyone got a ManyChat account? I don't think everyone had a ManyChat account in here, would they? Write down ManyChat. No, that's all right. ManyChat. Not so many, many. So ManyChat is the messenger bot application that's online. You do all of this on a desktop, by the way. By the way, all ads are created on a laptop or desktop, not on a mobile phone. Just don't do it. And ManyChat, basically, you create your messenger bot sequences in ManyChat. You would create something like, how's it going, Kevin? How can I help today? Give them a couple of options. They select an option. They drop down into whatever information you want from them from there. And that automatically happens. That's created in ManyChat. Then you connect it to a Facebook Messenger campaign. Again, I'll go over it tonight. You connect it to a Facebook Messenger campaign. You test a few audiences. I'd go probably minimum 3. Again, same sort of structure behind using audiences as I mentioned in the carpet bomb. Just whatever makes sense for your business to start with. None of these might work to start with. Your audiences might just be like, oh, I don't give a crap about this. Is it your offer? Is it your audience? You need to test these different things, and that's why we test more than one audience, is what I'm getting at here. Then they click that send message button, and then they enter a messenger sequence within your Facebook Messenger. And then it's up to you how you want to follow up that lead. You can send them, what I do is I send them to an online booking system where they can put their details in, give me the number, book a time that suits them. That also suits me and my schedule, which is to book an online call, book an online call through that. If you guys have that software, good idea. If you want to automate the whole process and just pick up the phone at the time you have the appointment and go, how's it going, Alex? Booked a call to talk about Facebook marketing, how's it going, right?
What do you use, Matt?
Timely. Timely from my PT days. There's better ones out there, but Timely's just there. That's why it says like Res Fitness on some of the appointment things. I'm like, am I booking a PT session? It's like, oh no, it's Facebook ads. I'm just too lazy to change it. Or we can set up a meeting. Maybe you'd set up some sort of online booking software, or you just simply leave it as an open-ended lead, and you come back in at 5 a.m. in the morning or whatever time you get up and come to work, check your Facebook messages, and say, hey, when you want to catch up, and you organise that lead that way, follow up that lead that way. Timely. Be timely. Yep. There's another one out there called Schedule Once. That's what a lot of the marketing pros use these days.
Do they all integrate with
CRMs.
ManyChat?
It's just a link. So when you go to Schedule Once or Timely to create your online appointment software, it'll generate a link. Wherever you throw that link, so people who DM me in Instagram or through Facebook Messenger, if they haven't initiated my bot or triggered my bot, I'll just go book a call, link. They go to link, bang. So that link just gets dropped into the ManyChat sequence, wherever you need it for them to book that, okay?
Cover that tonight, because I get conversations that I'm having with folks, and all of a sudden I haven't sent them shit, and it just comes up, schedule an appointment.
I think that's because you would have set up that on your Facebook page. You'd have to change that to a send message button. Remind me at the end.
Is it like mid-conversation with people?
Oh, no, that's a they don't see that.
Yeah.
That's just a kind of automation that Facebook's built in because it's identified you as someone who schedules appointments.
So I'm sitting there thinking, I don't ask, how did that happen?
Yep.
I would like that to happen.
Yep. They just go, would you like to schedule an appointment? So, for example, when Audrey and I were talking through my Facebook business account, she's like, what time should we meet up? Anything that has that wording in there, an automation comes up. Audrey doesn't see it, but I see it, and I'm like, oh yeah, we'll schedule an appointment. But I don't really use it. schedule once.
Do you know what the costing on those are?
Timely is good. Timely is about, what, between 30 and 60 a month, just depending on how many users you have in it. That's where they'll sting you. So just one user is like 30 a month, I think. It's good. Schedule once, I think, is a little bit cheaper. I mean, they're all the same. You're just trying to automate that process to get someone to call you at the end of the day, so it's good. And then however you want to deal with that lead or follow-up, maybe you send them to your online shopping website, whatever that may be. So you put a link in there off the back of the messenger bot sequence, and you can deal with those leads from there. So what you want to be careful with messenger bots, and one way we like to actually start, is we'll make an assumption as to what sort of questions we need to be asking our clients and our prospective customers, but we'll listen and read where people are getting stuck. So if you're asking too many questions, people might get stuck halfway down the messenger bot list, and you just don't get all the information. Then I would come back to it, go back to the drawing board, and just kind of rejig the questions, maybe put 2 questions in one, or something like that, and simplify that process for them so that the lead goes through that messenger bot and goes straight to the back end where you want them here. Okay? Again, we'll go over that tonight. It's a lot of fun. Everyone should be using messenger bot lists in some way, shape or form. Or at the very least, you should be having set up ManyChat, because then, regardless of you running messenger campaigns or messenger bot campaigns or not, every single person that hits your send message button on your Facebook business page goes into a subscriber list, and you can broadcast to those people as well. Free. Okay? Alrighty. Again, show of hands, who's used a lead form campaign? More than last time. There you go. So lead form campaigns. Show of hands again. Who has interacted with an ad, and when you click it, automatically populates like your name, your email, and your phone number? Raise your hands, nice and high. Cool. That's a lead form. All right. So the benefits of that is, because we've associated an email and a phone number and obviously our name with Facebook, it pulls that data across to make it ever so simple for us to give that data to the advertiser, if that's what we want to do. My issue with that, and you might have found it in the past, my issue with that is you get a lot of accidental submissions. And you end up calling people and they're just like, how the hell did you get my number? I was like, well, you submitted it on Facebook. I was like, no, you didn't. I was like, well, I didn't look it up in the yellow pages. Do you know what I mean? So what we do is we put just at least one more question in there in that lead form. So again, it'll ask for their, here we go, whiteboard. It'll ask for their name. It'll ask for their email. We might also ask for their phone number. And then we might ask, how long have you allocated for this job? What are your goals? Where are you based? Suburb? Something that they physically have to type is what I'm getting at there. If they physically have to type it, there is no way they accidentally submit it. Okay? So you erase like 99.9% of accidental leads that way, which is obviously a very good thing.
The optional questions.
Optional questions.
You can do optional questions on them.
Yep.
So you can set up optional questions, and that eliminated all the accidental.
Yeah, perfect example. 100%. Just anything that they have to physically type, press is a good way to go about it. Okay.
I think as well, I've been having exactly that problem you said, where I'm getting on call and they're just going.
Yeah, it's rubbish. It was good when it started, but you get a lot of leads, but they're scrappy leads.
You
Yeah.
can do it by intent as well.
Mm.
So that it comes back and it says, did you actually write this or something like that?
Yep.
I don't remember what it is.
Yep.
They can click on that.
Yep. Just improves the quality of your leads is what we're after here. People are actually genuinely submitted because they have a problem that your service or product solves and that you charge for. So again, you test a few audiences there. Same concept as messenger bot strategy, same concept as the carpet bomb strategy. Test a few different audiences that make sense for your business. One of the most underutilized resources that Kevin and I provide is our Facebook group. I know for a fact that not a lot of people ask questions. For whatever reason, it's fine. There's no dumb questions, by the way. We're happy to help out. Put your questions in that Facebook group. It is fantastic. We live off that stuff. Go to bed early at 9 o'clock to wake up at 5 in the morning and go, oh, questions in the Facebook group. Fantastic. Special. But use those. If you need some ideas about what sort of audiences you should target, then throw it in the Facebook group. Okay? Then that goes to a lead form that you set up. Again, I'll explain the practicality of how to do this tonight. And then something that can make your lead forms work even better is to create a lookalike audience of your lead forms. So if you get, say, 50 leads that come through and manually fill out these lead forms and they're interested in your services, your products, and you get in call them, blah, 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 good leads, whatever. Then you go through and create a custom audience of everyone who has submitted your lead form. and then you go through and create a lookalike of everyone who has submitted your lead form. Now you're going to Facebook, hey, here's 50 people who have submitted my lead forms. Go out and find more people like that. That is infinitely going to be a better audience, this lookalike, than these interest audiences that you've targeted. Okay?
Can you stack video views and lead form audiences in the one ad?
Lookalikes?
Yeah, all lookalikes. You know how you retarget
Yep.
people that filled out that form?
Yep.
Target people that filled out or watched your video?
Yep.
Can you target both of them at the same audience?
Definitely.
The same?
Definitely.
Couldn't figure out how to do that.
It's just that you've got two lookalikes, you select that one and that one. Yep. Whether that pollutes or do you know what I would do first is split test the two.
Yep.
Split test the two lookalikes. Which one gave me the most leads? Is it the lead form or is it, you know, the video view lookalike audience? At the end of the day, whichever is giving me the most leads or giving our clients the most leads for the least cost, and it's still a higher volume, then we go with that lookalike. 100%. Good question. All right, my friends, I'm going to put you on over to my dear friend Kevin here. He's going to explain a couple of strategies here. Round of applause for Kevin.
By show of hands, has any of you guys used landing pages before in the past with your businesses? All right, too easy, too easy. For you that haven't used it just yet, it's pretty much a website without the fluff. Pretty much your website, you would see, you know, your tabs, your ads and whatnot. This is pretty much solely selling your service or your product. So I believe you're in the spa and wellness industry, correct? Yeah. So pretty much this strategy here, how it could apply with yourself, is using a video view campaign. As Rev was saying before, you're pretty much kind of telling what your business is about, pretty much hitting those areas of why is someone coming to a spa and wellness place? Why? Is there a certain reason why I'm asking?
Are you asking?
Yeah.
Just to relax and get rid of all the stress and that during the week.
Yeah.
Meditation.
Boost meditation and things like that. So yeah, exactly. So that first kind of video, you're kind of addressing those small little points, saying, look, if you're going through anxiety or certain things like this, come down to our wellness spa, we'll look after you. You look like a nice guy already, so I'll come to see you anytime. So pretty much after that, we would kind of test different types of audiences. So pretty much, you've got a couple of options. You can kind of go with your broad, you can go with your lookalike audiences that we've gone before, and then kind of testing, engaging, which is kind of working. So then after that, we're going to move it into a traffic objective. The traffic objective is pretty much, you're telling Facebook, I want people to come onto my landing page. I want some faces onto my landing page. So pretty much after testing your video out with the 50% video view, we'll move that into the traffic campaign and then hit the 50% video view audience and also a lookalike. A lookalike of, let's say people that have watched 50% of the video or any other in that regard. The thing about landing pages, me and Rev have realized over some time is that the copy is very important. There's a lot of ways you could sell your product, but kind of addressing exactly the pain points within your landing page and kind of leaving a spot for them to kind of, you know, leave some information like their email, message, address and whatnot, so you can then give them a call and then potentially close them. So pretty much that is the landing page strategy. ClickFunnels is a place where we've been living pretty much a lot of late, Rev. I'm sure you've seen.
Has anyone used ClickFunnels before? Cool. Just a landing page builder. If you don't have a website, don't want to pay a couple of grand to build a website, you can get started on something like ClickFunnels. There's different things out there. We just recommend ClickFunnels because, you know, we're familiar with it. That's all. Yeah,
it's pretty much what majority of marketers are using. There is a lot, there's a lot out there, but generally ClickFunnels, in terms of usability as well, it's pretty easy to learn as well. It's not going to take you. There are experts, the ones that are really good at this, but from beginner level, when I first started with it, it didn't take me too long to get used to it. So pretty much that is the landing page strategy. So, the money method. Ooh, the money method.
The money method.
This the money method. This is where the money's at. So pretty much, the money method is pretty much we're running two campaigns simultaneously. You're running a video view objective and an engagement objective simultaneously, and you're consolidating them. When I say consolidate, that means is that, let's say the ad on the video view objective, let's say if there's like 100 likes on that, it will reflect on the engagement objective. This gives an opportunity over time to build your social proof, get those likes, those comments and shares that we all like. At the end of the day, you can argue, I don't know if that brings the business, but it does bring some social proof. When you see that ad with like 500 comments, 200 likes and things like that, you're just like, all right, these guys might be legit. So pretty much what in this kind of strategy is that you're testing a broad audience. So let's say Perth with a 40-kilometer radius, and then after that, hitting some relevant interest. So with yourself, like let's say wellness spa or in that kind of field, you kind of need to think of what kind of interest would someone that's coming to that to your wellness spa would be. So someone that would be going to your wellness spa, I would say, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, someone that wants to let go of certain things or move forward or anything like that. Or maybe, I don't know, I wouldn't have a clue. I don't know too much about your business. But I kind of get the realm. It's just like wellness, relaxation and things like that. So after that, we'll then move that into a messaging objective. With the messaging objective, we'll retarget people that watch 50% of the video and also another broad target as well.
My bad.
Oh, thanks, Rev. So yeah, and then after that, the main goal is to get it into your messenger. Getting into the messenger to pretty much, we could use a messaging bot, or also pretty much that's where people can just say, hey, I want to know more about your business. Pretty much the money method is something Rev tested a while ago and myself, and we found a lot of success with a particular client of ours. We blurred it out for certain reasons, but as you can see here, this is the type of engagement that this one of our clients had got. You got 655 likes, 172 comments, and 110 shares. So as you can see, it's where the money is. If you go look through the comments, if you were to look through the comments of this particular campaign, there was a lot that he recepted very well with his community and his message. And I'm sure today our old mate is laughing with the money method.
To the bank.
Yes, to the bank.
So much so that he can't work with us anymore. He's in too many leads.
He's making too many leads. So pretty much 167 new messages were created through this. So the money method is the money method.
What kind of business is that, Kev?
The type of business, I don't know if we can actually go into deep over yet.
No, he's in lifestyle coaching.
Lifestyle coach.
Yep.
So he's a lifestyle coach.
The reason this worked really well is I went up and shot that video with him and nailed his story. Freaking nailed his story. He was very open, well, to break past a few layers first and be like, hey man, this is why we need to talk about this. And he was totally against it. I really had to force old man to get on camera and do this. We nailed his story. We nailed the offer. And the money method, a bit different to the other strategies that we've used, resulted in a hell of a lot of social proof. Don't get me wrong, I couldn't really preliminarily, is that a word? I couldn't really give a crap about engagement to start with. There's plenty of ads that I'm running on behalf of my clients and ourselves that are getting like literally 3 times more leads, messages, lead forms and all of that sort of stuff compared to likes and comments. And obviously that's where you all want to be, right? Like comments and likes are great, but it's not the primary focus. But once you've got that moving and you've got leads coming through and you've got messages coming through, this helps. People stop for that. You're utilizing some form of herd mentality. People want to understand or be involved in something that 655 people, 172, 110 people are also involved in. What's going on here? Holy shit, there's fucking engagement on this bar. Well, stop, have a look. So that helps drive the campaign even further. Yes?
I can't for the life of me remember who it was, but I heard from someone the other day in the social media space saying that likes have less value than a love heart or another type of reaction when it comes to posts.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's why I love everyone's posts. Make them feel good.
Algorithms, that sort of thing? Is that...
I definitely say so. Good point. I don't actually know, but logically that makes sense to me.
So if we want to target things like, there's going to obviously...
Do you know what? And yes and no, because then you get people out there that put really controversial content out there that gets all mad faces.
That's still...
And it goes viral.
Just a basic like, right?
I think it's more so just engagement is engagement. Now that we've gone full circle there, yeah. Engagement is engagement, regardless of whether it's positive or negative. That's a certainty. When people comment on my ads, oh, you're from Rockingham, what are you selling? Ice? It's not really a joke, but yeah, you know what I mean. That's engagement. That's telling Facebook that regardless, because Facebook can't read the context of the comment, it's engagement. It's like, oh, Rev's ad's doing pretty well, let's show it to more. As well as, now I penetrate old mates, dickheads, social circles. Might be a good thing or a bad thing, I'm not entirely sure. Do you know what I mean? Engagement is engagement. So we do too, can you just go back here for a second? Oh, the other way. That's another test we'll go into. But money method is doing lead generation and engagement basically at the same time. So you can build that social proof. So you can at the same time get video views, get a lot of engagement on the ad itself, which helps long term. That gives the ad more legs, that gives the offer more legs, especially, goes for longer. As well as telling Facebook, hey, I also want messages, don't forget about messages. So you're kind of doing 2 or 3 things at once. You're getting video views, you're getting engagement, and you're also getting messages as well.
And one way to completely increase your content is to reply to every single comment.
Yes.
Just double your comment.
We're never going to be too famous to reply to people and be a fucking human.
And you've doubled your number of comments, so you look at.
That's a good point. There you go. But yeah, that's a very good point. Respond to all your comments and actually give a shit about people who are, you know, commenting, good or bad. Hey, Rebel, you're a dickhead. Have a good day, bro.
Good day, bro. Have a good one.
You guys should go through my reviews, and there's a review there, and it is like, it went south real quick. Real quick. Do yourself a favor and have a look at it. I think we handled it pretty well. All right, can we go down a little bit further here? One test I'd like all your help with, if you could all go right now, pull out your phones, please. Pull out your phones, please. Just hands up if you have Instagram. Cool. Can we all go, I think some of you already have, and follow my Instagram, next page. And I'm going to run a little ad test just for you guys. I won't tell you what it is, it'll be exciting.
I already followed. What have you done? What have you already followed?
Oh, you've already followed, don't forget about it. Put your phone down and stop getting distracted.
He's just increased his likes and
That's correct. There's an underlying misleading direction behind this. But I'm going to run a little test on this, and I think you guys get a good kick out of it. But you'll see it. You'll know it when you see it. Okay? Everyone done that? So what I'd like to do now is... Can I borrow that one for a sec? Thanks, man. Do you know what it does do? Is tell Facebook about the sort of people that I want to be using, that I want to be attracting into my feed. It's helping the algorithm understand about the sort of people I want on Instagram, so I can create a custom audience of that. So, raise of hands, who thinks they would use a carpet bomb strategy? Yep. You can only choose one, by the way. Who would use a carpet bomb strategy? Interesting. Cool. Who would use a messenger bot strategy? Raise of hands, please. Good. Who would use a messenger bot full stop? All your damn hands should go up. Who's going to go home and set up ManyChat tonight so that you can organically, not paid, anyone who messages your page, give you the ability to send messages to for free? Who wants free promotion? That's better. Fantastic. Who's going to use a lead form strategy? Cool.
Do you have to pay for those, or can you just stick it up on your own page?
I believe you can organically create lead forms and post them to the page, but in terms of, and pin it to the top of the page, you'd probably be better off putting a landing page there, now that we've said that out loud.
Just for ManyChat.
No, for lead forms, sorry. Yep, lead forms. You'd be better off having a landing page there. Yep, and sending people to the landing page and just ask for what information you have, ask for whatever information you need there. Okay, pin to the top of the page. Who would use a landing page strategy? There you go. There you go. Cool. Who has a landing page? Just raise hands, please. Keep your hands raised if you have a landing page and a website. And who has just a website? And who has neither?
All landing pages within the website.
Makes sense? Cool. That's all right. It's good. Landing page strategy. Yep. I just do one, figure it out. If it doesn't work that well, try something else. I won't lie, we used, for the consulting, Facebook marketing side of things is all messenger bots, because it's
The landing page with.
no. Do you know what we do is put a messenger bot link on the thank you page of a landing page after they opt in and we get their information, and it might just be something like, hey, do you have any urgent questions that need answering? Click here, go to the messenger bot on the landing page. We tend to find you've just got to test a few of these different strategies. It's only 5 of them.
You don't need a website or a ClickFunnels, you're saying?
I would say you do, because you are Australia-wide, potentially internationally, are you not?
Depends which business you're talking about, but yeah.
Either other.
Yeah.
Yep. So you'd have a website for SEO purposes. Yep. I don't discount. I used to discount SEO. I don't now, because it's free traffic once it's there, and then we retarget people based on website hits. Who here would use a money method strategy? I didn't think we'd get many hits for that. It's a bit complicated. These will make a lot more sense for you guys when I explain them tonight. So make sure you jump on in. Does anyone have so far any questions on these?
Why did we follow you?
What's that?
We didn't follow you. You said you were going to show us something.
I'll show you an ad. Patience. Unfollow me if you don't like it. Go.
One question. So
Yep.
in regards to, way back video content, so you suggested or made the comment that not a lot of written data as opposed to video.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yep.
Is there like a golden ratio, if you will? Because some people obviously read better than they do listen, or if they're actually engaged, or if you're talking something that's maybe monetary towards them, to pump them an easy bit of figures or something like that. For example, if you're paying 2 accounts a year
Yep.
for a service that can just be all-inclusive, so you're paying 1 account, to demonstrate that on your video whilst you're talking. Not too distant from one of your videos you do where you just squawk on a whiteboard.
Yep.
Something a bit more.
Squawking on a whiteboard. That's exactly how I feel when I'm doing it. Keep going.
But you know what I mean? So a bit of a balance there is a bad thought to do that? Good thought?
Nah. Again, test the content. I find that here's the thing. Full disclosure. If you go onto my Facebook page and you see some that has a lot of engagement and some that doesn't, is I let Facebook organically tell me which one of my posts and what content, video, or to a certain degree some images as well, to be fair, have gotten a lot of engagement, and then I might pull that across into my retargeting campaigns. That's why some will have 50, 100, whatever, how many likes or engagements and messages on the back end which you guys don't see, but then some only have like 2 or 3 because they don't get the reach that I benchmarked as good reach, and therefore it's a good organic post, ad, video, to then use it in the Facebook retargeting side of things. Does that make sense? So in terms of, this is more so getting an understanding of what content your audience wants to see and what they're resonating with. If it's, again, squawking on a whiteboard, do more squawking on a whiteboard. If it's you in someone's backyard going, hey, look, this is Matt, I've just finished this wonderful job here, cost in excess of, I don't know, a couple of grand or whatever it is, whatever you talk about. Or video testimonials, I'm massive on video testimonials, and putting that organically on the page, which I do as well. When that, or if that starts to get a lot of reach, then I would use it in retargeting. It's kind of a free way to let Facebook tell you about what sort of content to post.
Yeah, I guess, I was going to say stupid advice, but I'm not sure my audience nowadays is based on the fact that some of the stuff we do offer just doesn't exist in Western Australia particularly.
Yep.
So they're not necessarily looking for it. So when we stood up in that chat before, it's like sending a new message to people or just providing more
Awareness.
for them.
Yeah. I'll go into that right now. That's a good point. I wasn't going to talk about it, but I think I will. It'll make a lot of sense. And so you've got, did anyone watch my interview with Kim Barrett a couple of weeks ago? Yep. So we talked pretty heavily on the levels of awareness, and I followed that up with another video as well. And this will make a lot of sense. So there's different levels, obviously, of awareness that your prospective customers and clients are at. And so they might literally not even know that they have a problem. They have no idea that they are, nearly type 2 diabetic. GP tells them that, then they're problem aware. They might have no idea that this service exists and that it solves a problem, or that they don't even have a problem. That's the hardest one to market to. Therefore, you'd probably use a carpet bomb, because you're just putting very cheaply a video in front of people. If they watch the whole video, then they're resonating with it and they understand that, okay, well, this sort of sounds like me now. This is my problem. This is what I want to solve. This is why I want to feel.
You create your audience, yeah.
Exactly. That's like nearly all of these strategies. That's why most of them are retargeting 50% video views, is you're creating your receptive audience. People who are definitely problem aware and are to some degree solution aware. They understand that you have a solution to that problem. So I'll go into that. So you've got people who are, I shouldn't write that, so they are problem aware, people who have, we'll just go N, no idea. People who are problem aware and they know there's multiple solutions. And I'm just going to go fans here. I can't actually remember the letters or the acronym, but this makes sense. And then people who understand that they have a problem, people who understand that they have multiple solutions, but they are fans of you. They are big, big fans of you. They put you on a pedestal and you're the person in the position of authority for that problem with your solution and your service and your product that you charge for. Okay? You get there by remarketing. You get there by putting ads in front of people. You get there by retargeting people who've watched half of your videos, 50% of your videos, with educational content, value-driven content, or just documenting your day. As much as you think people don't want to watch you, they do. And you put that in front of those people, and now you're the only person they see all the time with your problems, with their problems, I say, and your solutions. So again, just to reiterate here, this is very important because your ads will be based off this. People who have no idea they have a problem, and so therefore they ain't looking for you. People who understand they have a problem, but they don't know what the solution is. Yep. And then people who understand that they have a problem and who understand that there are multiple solutions. Just yell something at me. How many ways do you think there are to lose weight? Yell a number at me.
200.
I reckon probably close to 100, surely. Heaps. I'm overweight. There's 100 different ways I could lose weight. Who am I going to go with? The person who has educated me, shown they actually give a shit about me, remarketed to me, nurtured me, and they have a solution to that problem. That's that one there. That's where you want to get everybody. Fans. Fans. In the non-sort of vanity way. Does that make sense to everybody?
So with your fans,
Yep.
would you offer them like a special offer that no one else gets?
Yeah. Yeah, man. That's when you offer the 10% discounts and they snap that up. I honestly think that's why MP Gloss did really well with their Click Frenzy sale. Equine industry, e-commerce clients that we have. And we literally just put that first, the offer of 30% off store-wide for 2 days in front of these people who have, a bit technical, who have added a product to cart in the past 120 days to start with. That's someone who is actually interested in a product but haven't bought, as well as people who have purchased in the past 120 days. We put an ad in front of them first, about 4,400 I think off the top of my head, and said, hey, Click Frenzy sale, 30% off, 2 days. That was our biggest return on ad spend there by a long shot, because they're here.
When you have a service-based business, how would you determine your biggest spend?
I would say, so pretty much what we do is, I've got 3 or 4 videos here that go out to the masses, and that's where I test different interests. I retarget everyone and watch half of those videos with my educational content, which you guys have probably seen bits and pieces of as well. So it's like a video on how to set up Facebook pixels, really like just simple stuff, because that's where everyone needs. I think the simple stuff is good for Facebook marketing anyway, but even if you think that your service and what you're explaining is simple, still keep it simple. Because if you can just get someone to watch like 45 seconds or a 2-minute video about your service or a particular product that you're offering, and they can understand it by the end of that video, you've built rapport, you've got a relationship with that person. Now you could take them down somewhere here. So I would retarget someone who's watched a video about how to set up a Facebook pixel, how to create a custom audience. What other retargeting videos have I got? Can't think off the top of my head. And then after they've watched half of those videos, then they drop down into my testimonials. So they see testimonials. There's about maybe 10 or 12 different testimonial videos that are out there running in Facebook land. And so that helps them get to here. And then I give them opportunities. Has anyone seen the yellow image ad that I've got running at the moment? And it's just like, hey, let me know if I've got you. All right, cool. So I only have like 2 fans in here. But that's just fun shit. That's what I do. This Instagram thing I'm going to do is just fun stuff. So that, to me, brings people down these levels to nurture them, to obviously give them some value. They've received value up here with whatever your service and business provides, education, any value. And then they retarget it down to the 3rd level where you might use testimonials if you can get them. I definitely ask for them, man. They work very, very well. Or you might put an offer there. one of your offers down here. The simplest way to set that up, you're not going as deep, obviously, is with the carpet bomb strategy. Thank you. Just feeling my pockets. Is with the carpet bomb strategy, because that's video view campaign. People watch half of it. They're one level deeper. They definitely know who you are. And so it's a good idea to have yourself in video again so they identify you and stop. And they're like, oh, I've seen this guy again. What's he on about? You know, unbeknownst to them, what they don't know is they've watched half of that video. And based off that interest, based off the attention that they've given you, now they're seeing another video here or an offer. So it's like a condensed way to do that. But if you want to build a following, this is just the fastest way to get up and running, by the way. But if you want to build a loyal long-term following, it's retargeting several times. So here's the thing. Maybe they don't inquire here. Retarget off that video, educational video. Bit of value. Maybe just documenting your day. That's enough. People do want to see that. Just walk around and go, hey, look, I'm just doing this today. Just hope you're having a good day. That's enough. A soft call to action off the back of that video might just be, make sure you check out our store if you want to come and buy some of our wonderful rum. It's got 170 years of family heritage behind it from Reunion Island. If you want to buy it, link's up there. Soft call to action. And then if they watch that all the way through or they go to the website, maybe they're retargeted with another video. You can start to see the pattern that's happening here is you're creating a customer journey on Facebook. I think we all understand that. We can't just put one ad here out to the masses, however many millions of people are around Perth in a 60-kilometre radius and Mandurah in a 40-kilometre radius, which is where we usually advertise. However many people are there, you can't just put one ad there and say, hey, we've got this sale coming up, come and buy some stuff. You might get a win, but it's not something that's got legs in it. You can't run that offer forever. People are going to cotton onto it pretty quick. But it's not available. Okay? Any questions on that one?
I have a lot of people that will direct message me on their personal profile and don't have their name, their phone number, anything like that. Is there some way that I can retarget them?
Not personally. Not if they're in the personal Facebook Messenger. But yes, actually, to answer your question, I would send them a website link, retarget the website links. Anyone get much traction on LinkedIn here?
A little.
Okay. So retargeting is where you get them. So for a lot of bigger business owners that have a good following on LinkedIn, I just say share a link or send everyone in the messages on your LinkedIn a link to your website URL. I'll retarget that. Now we can target them. So however you can get them to a website link, retarget it, or give them a messenger bot link.
Yeah, but I don't know how to get their information just because they've viewed my website.
I'll show you tonight. Yep, that's creating a custom audience of people who visited the website. Yep, it's good. Good question, that one. So anywhere, if you just want to get people into a retargeting audience, anywhere you can throw around to a certain degree, your Facebook page, because when they hit your Facebook page, they have technically engaged with it. You can retarget that. Again, you can retarget people who visited your website. So maybe you'd sling around your website URL to everybody, right? Or you might send them a messenger bot link. They click on that messenger bot link, drop into your Facebook messenger bot, and now you've got them there, and you can retarget those people there. Okay? Who thinks retargeting is where they need to sort of go next with their Facebook advertising? Fantastic. Thank you very much.